Well, hello there, spooky dooky darlings. Happy Friday to all of you. Welcome to a speed build and welcome to Greymoor House. Greymoor House. Greymoor House is a very Tudoresque kind of manor, to be honest with you. Nestled in the world of Henford and Bagley, rife in legends and scary spooky dooky happenings. And this house is kind of, yeah, it's a home to vampires. I know, shocking. Really went out the box with this one. But what I wanted to do was just build a really kind of spooky looking build that was inspired from a painting that one of my Twitch subscribers put up in my Twitch Discord, in my Discord server. And I was just really inspired by it. It was a very spooky looking, beautiful house. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to try and sort of get my own version of this across in The Sims. And this is what it is, my loves. It is a 3-bedroom, how many bathrooms? 2-bathroom house. It has also got a dungeon down below where there are some humans trapped in there, where the vampires just use them to feed off them every day. And it's also got an attic as well, a small attic. But you won't see that attic until you download it into your game, because there's a secret up there. There's a secret up there, and I'll let you know the secret now, so it's not a secret anyway. There's just lots of skeletons up there, loves, from from where the vampires have feasted and got fed up and just put them up in the attic and then went out and just kidnapped some more, you know, just vampire things, you know. But this house does have custom content in it. Don't worry, to all of you console players or non-CC users, I will be getting out another spooky speed build before Halloween. Before Halloween. So be on the looks out for that, my darlings. But this one here does have a bit of custom content in. The custom content is practically all the stuff I use anyway. But I will leave links down below to everything that I have used in this build in particular. But I really went to town with the landscaping on this build. You might not notice it in the video tours so much because I really wanted it to be in a dark thunderstorm, this whole video tour. So you'll have to go and download it into your game and have a look at the landscaping properly, or just keep an eye out now because I still keep it kind of bright and sunny when I'm building this. But yes, sorry about yesterday. Couldn't get a video out yesterday. My area where I live, they were having some internet issues. I think we actually got warned about it and I just completely forgot and thought it was in November. And then I checked my emails again and thought that they had only given me 12 hours notice, which they didn't. No, it was a couple of weeks notice to say that the internet was going to be out for the day. And it didn't come on until quite late on the evening. So I was a bit pissed off about that, to be honest. But, you know, that's what happens when you're with Virgin Media. Virgin Media are just plain awful, to be honest with you. And that's what happened. So, yeah, sorry about that. And couldn't stream either. But I will be streaming tonight if you do want to come and join me. I'm going to be playing a bit of Horizon Zero Dawn. And you're more than welcome. More than absolutely welcome. But yes. Anyway, look at us. We're on the porch, that lovely door there. I think that's from Felix's new London kind of collection that you can go and download off of houseofharlix.com, including those windows, all those Georgian windows that I'm using. They are Felix's Georgian windows, apart from the semicircle one at the top. That is from the London collection as well. So you can go and download them and get them into your game. Now, I wanted to use these little panelled things as well from the Organic pack. I just thought they added something really nice and just put an extra bit of detail on the timber frame that came with Get Together. And I love that red brick. I love that red herringbone brick detail with the dark timber. I just think it looks really nice. And I thought it'd just suit this build perfectly. When I was like looking at the reference image, the reference image is so dark. I'm going to pop it up on the screen now. Aiden, remember to pop this up on the screen. This is the reference image. It's a painting, and you can't really make out the walls such. I don't think you can anyway. I'm going to check back on it, but my thoughts were using this brick with the black timber. I just thought it looked very nice indeed, and then I just put extra detail on it using those organic kind of wall decoration pieces, and I very much like it. Indeed. I'm trying to find the picture. You can kind of sort of see it's brick, but that was the kind of vibe I wanted to go for this. And yes, lovely. Don't think I'm going to be doing any kind of horror film builds. I'm not too sure on that yet. I don't know what I'm going to build next, but it's going to be something spooky themed and related. But I have no idea. And then I suppose we'll be all on to winter builds, won't we? As soon as Halloween's done, Christmas builds will be rife in the community. That always seems to happen. And so it should, you know? So it bloody should indeed. I can't wait. I can't wait for Christmas this year. I'm so excited. Main reasons being I get to go to my favourite place on earth, and that is Scotland. I cannot wait to get up there and experience a Christmas up there. I've never really had a Christmas up in Scotland, I don't think. No, I haven't. No. So I'm very excited about it. I can't wait. Can't wait indeed. But loads of detail went onto this build, my loves. I can't even remember the final price or the outcome with this build. I really don't remember. I think it was quite expensive because I used quite expensive furniture and stuff inside, but can't remember. Anyway, conservatory is going on. Ignore the shape of it. The shape does change slightly, I think. Yeah, I get rid of those 2 windows. I'm just showing you the whole process of what I went through with it. But I was just like, oh, will that work? Let me test that. No, that looks disgusting. So we do it again. We do it again. And I end up just putting on a straight... oh, I tried this as well. No, I'm going to show you what else I tried to. Tried doing the old... trick that we used to do years ago by getting that hexagonal roof in using 2 diagonal pieces, and then I've used this piece on top of it as well. I was just like, what's this going to look like when it's glass? Let's lift everything up to that point and sort of see. And it just looked gash, my loves, absolute gash. In the interior, I was just like, oh my god, what can I do to sort that out? I ended up trying to put in these big Star Wars arches that kind of get rid of the wall in the interior, and then I shrunk them all down, and then I was like, let me have a look inside, and I was like, oh, what's that on the interior? Yeah, we'll get rid of that, bye. So we ended up going for this instead, and then using the organic windows and the roof, the glass roof as well from Organic Pack from Harry and Felix. Yeah, we just end up using that instead in here, and then I put some nice, I don't know if I used the Georgian doors in here or not. Yeah, no, I used the London ones. I used the London arched doorway, and then I put a little half oar at the top there as well. And I just thought it looked magical and marvellous. And I was very much into it. Really, the greenhouse is probably one of my favourite bits of the build, actually. And that's where I put the dining room as well, like this, in like a nice glass greenhouse. Not that vampires would need a dining room, but yes. Anyway, happenings went down in this house, I tell you. Now, there was 2 people that were trapped in this bit, by the vampires in the dungeons. This is the myth, the legend of this build. Now, what happened was they actually struck up a relationship just off the bat. They were trapped in this, like, I did a player test for a good hour or so, just making sure everything worked. And then I was like, oh, I'm actually enjoying this gameplay for a little bit here. And they struck up a relationship. The lady and male sim that were trapped down below in the basement. And I thought, oh, this is cute. So I actually got them to be like boyfriend and girlfriend, as you do. And the vampires would come down and drink from them. And I was just like, this is getting a bit boring. So I just... So one of the vampires, using the extreme violence mod, strangled the lady sim trapped in the basement to death. You know, as you do, being a vampire and all that, bit sadistic. And the boyfriend was really upset about it. So I was like, do you know what? I wonder if he can kill the vampire. So he got an axe in the head, the vampire did, from the boyfriend. And he went on a bit of a rampage and ended up murdering the whole vampire family. I mean... that is a turn up for the books, isn't it? To be honest with you, here I come with a vampire household build, and in the end, a serial killer takes over, murders the whole vampire family, and then claims the house for himself. I mean, if that is not a storyline in itself, darling. I mean, I see Hollywood movie material coming from that. To be honest with you, screw Twilight. That can absolutely do one. Interview with a vampire. Interview with a who now? Because the serial killer has taken over, my darlings. And he's just claimed the house for himself. None of the villagers are going to be coming up to this house because of the myths, the legends that come with it. So he's got himself a big 3 house. Yes, he may be down a girlfriend, but you know, things happen. And that is the storyline from this household, darlings. The house is really attractive. I think the house is really, really beautiful. It'd be interesting to see it kind of not so... I didn't go for it looking shabby or any of that. On the outside, it's very overgrown and very kind of like... Oh, sorry. I'd like hiccup burped then. Do you hate that? Oh, that hurt my throat, that. Yeah, it just looked overgrown. The house looked overgrown from the outside and very old in my eyes and not very inviting. And obviously with all of the myths and the legends that come with this place, people don't want to go up here anyway. But yes, very, very nice. End up putting a chimney on the conservatory as well. Just so they've got a lovely little fireplace in the conservatory area too. And I like it. Do like it. Love red, brick and black together. Something about it. Those tiles, by the way, are Harry's vampire overrides. I don't know what they're called. I think, are they from the Heritage Pack? I think they might be. But they're lovely. They're smaller. The detail's nicer. Would have loved to have seen some more swatches of that. I won't lie. But very nice in itself. Now, I do a little kind of... what would you call this on the exterior here? It's not really a balcony. What would you call this? Veranda. There we go. Actually found the word. Veranda. Put a little veranda on the exterior. And I put a pergola over it as well a bit later on. You'll see that come into place. Now, I've pulled out a palette of trees that I wanted to use for this house. I'm building in autumn as well. I would definitely say... for the full effect of this build, make sure your game is in autumn. I mean, it doesn't matter. It looks lovely in the summer as well, but I just really love the autumnal colors with this build. I just think it really works. And I loved landscaping this build. I really did. And I do keep quite a lot of the landscaping in. That's why this speed builder is quite long, to be honest with you. So yes, be on the lookout for that, darling. I actually put in some graves on the exterior as well, and I was very much for it. It really was. Now, the walls that I used are from cottage living, but the gate I used is from vampires, isn't it? Or pet cats and dogs. I think it might be from cats and dogs, actually. But what I end up doing is the rusted kind of like detail on the top of that gate. I can't, it's not in the picture yet, so I can't really show you. There, on to the right there, that rusted bit above the actual gate itself. I overlap it with one of the vampire like gates, and it looks really cool, actually. It does look really cool, really effective, really nice. So yes, just wanted to point that out, darlings. Just wanted to point that out. Used quite a few objects from the vampire pack for this build as well, obviously. And in the beginning, I made this house haunted, like a haunted residential. And I was just like, do you know what? I don't want that for this build, to be honest with you. I mean, vampires living upstairs and serial killers living downstairs is a horror build, or enough of a horror build in itself, you know, without ghosts flopping about the place and doing all the things that they do. But yes, very nice. Weirdly, what I found from this as well, while I was player testing, vampires are scared of thunder. That doesn't make sense, Sims team, that does not make sense. Vampires should not be scared of thunder. And they got spooked out from ghosts as well. Now, I'm sorry, but that should not be happening. You need to rethink that coding with the vampires, in my opinion. They should not be scared of thunder nor ghosts. That's a very, very, very silly thing, actually, to be honest with you. So yes, please sort it out. Not that it's important, but you know, I'm a Virgo. Finer details are my shit. But yes, here are most of what I use palette-wise for the kind of landscaping, the dead rose bushes, these kind of faded bushes as well. This grass that is floating, I know, but I do go around to sink everything down with a tool mod. And I make sure to keep it quite a bit of the tool modding in as well. I usually do it off of camera, but I've decided to keep it in for this one, just so you can sort of see some of the process. Some of the bits have to go down a bit further than others and stuff. It's all about the fine tuning with the tool mod. But, oh, I hope, pray to the universe that if the Sims 5 build, like... the Sims 5 build mode, I hope it's like very reminiscent of like Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster kind of building, where it's very much kind of like on kind of like axis and stuff, if you know what I mean, where you can sink things down into the terrain and do it that way. Sorry, I just booped my mic then. But yeah, hopefully that is the thing. But I don't really have, I shall wait with bated breath, shall I say. Now, horror talk. What is everybody's favorite horror movie? I don't think I've asked that. I've asked people to recommend me horror movies, but I don't think I've ever asked what your guys' favorite horror movie is. What scared you the most? What horror film did you absolutely poop your pants at? I'll tell you mine in just a second, but what I wanted to do with this pathway is just make everything look a little bit more worn. So I went and kind of made these like sort of dark shadows, got this rug out, which is from Get Famous. I think it's coming from Get Famous, and then sized it down, put some grass and stuff in it as well, just to make it look very overgrown and things. Like grass is growing through the soil and stuff. It's all about those finer details, darlings, and I try and keep as much as possible in. But yes, so my favorite horror movie, I've got a few. I've had a few that's really kind of freaked me out, and the weird thing is it only freaked me out. Me and Tom watched it together, and I played on my mind for a long time, and it was called It Follows. I don't know if anybody's ever watched that movie. It sounds really stupid, and I've definitely talked about this in a video before, but the premise of the film, if I can remember, it's been quite a while since I've watched it, was I think like you get followed by this thing or person. It just looks like a normal everyday person, and all they can do is walk after you. They can't run after you. They can't sort of chase you fast, and you actually, it's almost like a curse, and you get this curse from, it's almost like an STI. This sounds so stupid, but you have sex with somebody who's obviously got this curse on them, and it sounds so stupid, but it's just something about the premise of this film. It freaked me out. Tom was like, no, it's creepy, but I didn't find it really scary. I fucking shit myself, absolutely pooped myself from that film. And there was one bit that absolutely terrified me, where this tall guy kind of like came out from the shadows in a doorway, and oh, I didn't like it. He looked like Lurch from the Addams Family, but absolutely more awful. And I was not for it, my loves. No, I wasn't indeed. That is definitely one of them. And I think the Japanese version of The Grudge, or the Japanese original version of The Grudge, really, really freaked me out as well, big time. That film absolutely terrified me, as did the Japanese version of The Ring. Most Japanese horrors freak me out. I know there's sort of like some really good like Korean and Vietnamese horrors as well that I really want to watch. There's a new one actually. Oh, I'm going to recommend this to you guys actually. So I need to remember to put a photo in and recommend you to this movie. What was the movie called? The Medium. The Medium, I think, it's a Korean horror movie called The Medium. Rangzong? The Medium Rangzong. Oh my God, loves. I'll put the trailer down below for you to go and watch. It looks creepy. The creepiest bit in that trailer. Look underneath the stairs on the CCTV footage and thank me later. You're welcome. You won't be sleeping after that trailer, by the way. But do you know what? I like to treat my friends to some treats, and that is my treat to you, my darlings. Yes, it is indeed. What are you guys doing for Halloween anyway? I'm probably not doing anything. I think it's on a Sunday as well, isn't it? I'm not even talking about the build anymore. There we go. There were some graves. Lovely. What are you doing for Halloween? It's on a It is on a Sunday. What can you do? No idea. I'm going to do something though, but I don't know what just yet. Now, this is downstairs in the basement in the dungeon area, where two people are trapped. Oh God, don't worry, I do sort those sconces out. I can see that they're not at the right height at the minute, so don't worry, that just gets sorted out. But I didn't want them to like suffer down here too much. I want them to kind of like, the vampires probably kept them well fed and well watered and stuff. Oh, they're in there already. One of them's in the bed, look. One of them stood there, and I put them in boiler suits just to be really sadistic. Put them in some boiler suits as well to be down here. So I wanted them to be like well fed. They could still go toilet. They couldn't shower. I didn't want them to have a shower or anything down here. They have got a sink, so in my eyes maybe they could like have like a strip wash, you know. Strip wash, my mum always used to call it. Go and have a strip wash. But yes, so they can still look after themselves. They still get well fed and stuff. Did I just repeat that same clip then? What was I doing there? Is this clip repeated? Or maybe I just tried something out and it didn't work. Yeah, I think I tried something and it didn't work. Anyway, so yes, they're trapped down here. This is where the vampires come to feed. And I just wanted, I wanted it to still be kind of attractive down here. So I put a fireplace down here and an organ as well. Imagine being trapped This would be my worst nightmare, actually. Imagine being trapped in a basement in a dungeon by some vampires. Not only that, they've put a pipe organ down there. So the sound of a pipe organ blasting in your ears. I hate the sound of an organ. I just don't understand that musical instrument at all in the slightest. What is that about? Who thought that was a good idea, that sound? I'm sorry, love. I don't care what song it is either. I just think it sounds awful. And I'm sorry if you played the organ out there. And that not for my comment. I'm just actually sorry that you play it. Moving on. Kitchen. Now, do vampires need kitchens? No. But so it's kind of just for show, to be honest with you. But I still wanted to make it attractive in itself as well. And I used this black paneling all the way through this build as well. That paneling is from Felixander, and it is from his Georgian pack, I think. I don't know, but I will leave a link down below to it. And it's gorgeous, especially this matte black. Really wanted this house to be very attractive, very Victorian, but also you're kind of very kitschy. Not kitschy in itself. Maybe the color scheme was, because I do go for a kind of dark brown, black, and blood red vibe throughout all of this. But I still wanted it to look very attractive, this house. Then if they did have any visitors, there wouldn't be any kind of like cause for concern if you came into it. Yes, it would look a little bit more on the goth side of things. But I reckon the villagers of Henford and Bagley just literally think they might be just this goth family that legend have surrounded them to be vampires and whatnot, you know. Lots and lots of myths and legends for the UK. There really is. I did put some cobwebs in it though, just so it makes it look like the kitchen hasn't been used in a long time. But there's no cobwebs anywhere else throughout the house, apart from in the attic, all over the skeletons. What was I going on about? I think I was going on about myths and legends, wasn't I? Yeah, the UK has loads of them, especially, well, not especially, but Cornwall has a lot of them. And that is why I cannot wait to start Brindleton Bay Let's Build the Worlds very soon. I think next week we're going to do the Airbnb. And then the week after is when I'm going to start Let's Build the Worlds, Brindleton Bay. I really wish I could rename Brindleton Bay and not have it called Brindleton Bay. You know, it does sound a bit English, but I don't know. It just doesn't roll off the tongue very well. Brindleton Bay, does it? You know? Anyway, so dining room. Dining room, gargoyles. A gargoyle. Fireplace. Beautiful mirror from Felixander. And yes, very nice. Those Gothic chairs as well. Those Gothic chairs are stunning. They're from Felix, and they are the kind of redone version of the Sims 3 ones, I think. And that is from one of his Gothic packs as well. But what I would say for this build is just download all of Felix and Harry's collaborations and independent downloads that you can get on House of Harlocks. I'll make sure to leave a link down below, and then everything should be in the game possible. That pergola is from Peacemaker. That is a Peacemaker pergola, so I'll make sure to link that down below as well. Now, I did put a grand piano out here, but I ended up getting rid of it and putting the grand piano in the house. I had two at one time. I was just like, that's a bit too much, 2 pianos. It does look attractive out here, but I decided to put it in the interior instead, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe, really is. So I hope you like it. Struggled with rugs in this place as well. I was like, shall I use rugs? Nope, that's too busy. Even in the interior, I go through many rug changes that you will notice. You will notice as we go into the build. So, living room. Use these sofas from the Oasis kit pack. I just really liked the blood red tone in this as well. And I just really thought it really suit this house. The house is not too big. It's a really nice size, this house, actually. But the living room is kind of split off from each other. One of them is more of your kind of like sit down, kind of like formal living area. This one here. And then the other one's a bit more of a library slash kind of parlor. But yes, gorgeous doors, by the way. I cannot remember what pack of Felix's those doors are from, the Georgian ones. I don't know if it is the Georgian or is the London one. But they come with some open and some closed. So I kind of mixed them up and used them in various places throughout the house. And I like it. I do. I like the floor plan of this house as well. I think the floor plan's really nice. And it has got 3 bedrooms, but I ended up using the master suite to put 2 of them together. Main reasons being is that I used coffins upstairs because it is a vampire household. And the coffins need a lot of space for some reason. I think it's the animation stuff that comes with it. So I had to make sure that I could be able to fit 2 of the coffins in there and whatnot. And they did. Now, this is where I ended up putting in the piano in the parlor area. And I like it. I do. I like it in this room. Loved using the what were they? What curtains were they from? The vintage glamour. The vintage glamour curtains just work really well in this house as well. Now, I go through so many swatches with this rug. This rug is beautiful. I do pick it, but then I end up getting rid of it. So I'm not going to link you to it. If you do want this rug, though, go and watch. I think it was part 10 of Malfoy Manor, and I have the rugs linked in there. But, I mean, this rug looks nice. It does look nice in this room. But I ended up going for one of the in-game ones instead. It was just looking a bit too... I don't know. I don't know what was it, my problem with it was, but I ended up getting rid of it anyway. So that's all you need to know. Now, these portraits as well are by... Oh, God, I can't remember what they're called. But I will leave a link down below to the portraits as well. I used them in Malfoy Manor, the last part, I think, or the part before. Can't remember. But I did use them too. So yes, you can treat yourselves. Really treat yourselves. I hope you all have a lovely weekend anyway. I'm saying it now. The video's not ending for a while, but I really do. I don't know what I'm going to get up to this weekend. I have no idea what I'm going to get up to this weekend. But personally, I hope it's raining. I hope it's raining and then I don't have to do anything. Does anybody like that? Especially when it gets to this time of year, I kind of like bring on the rain and let me just sit indoors because that's all I want to do. But yes, anyway, office, little office area, kind of off of the formal sitting room, and using that gothic desk from Felix. Absolutely love it. And I end up putting in a typewriter in here off of camera. Just so they've got something a bit more to do to come in here. And then those glasses are gorgeous. They are from the Vampire pack, and I did not even know that they existed. They are such lovely wine glasses. The only problem, my Sims were first, like, their autonomy was on full when I first went into this build to play test it, and they started clearing them up. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass because your Sims will go and start clearing them up. But don't worry, I've put them back down for when you do go and download it. Now, this is the entrance hall. So it's a double height entrance hall with a kind of wraparound stairway. And then the basement stairs are off to the left of it as well. So it's a nice big entrance hall area. And I end up just littering it with lots of portraits and a beautiful fireplace and that lovely chandelier from Felixander as well. I just thought it was a nice statement hall. Like, very nice indeed. Very nice. You'll see me go in probably nearly every clip and change the lighting to that cool tone that we're using in Malfoy Manor. I didn't want this house to have that warm tone to it. I wanted it to feel quite cold on the interior. And I think it worked. Now, big bathroom. Big bathroom. This is on the first floor. Yes, there's 2 bathrooms. One of them's downstairs. I don't think that is a full bath. I think it's just like a toilet. Yeah, it's just like a water closet. But this one here is a full bathroom. With, yeah, lovely big bath in the middle of the room next to the fireplace that you will see in the video tour. And yes, double his and her sinks, her and her sinks, his and his sinks, them and they sinks. All of the sinks, you know. So I put them in, flop them in, darlings. And then use this. I wish that toilet came in better colours. I hate the swatches on them. And I would love to be able to use them in a lot of my like Victorian builds. But some of the swatches are just fugly. But I ended up going for the black and red version in this build just because I thought it kind of made sense. And yes, stunning. Now, I only show you how I furnished one of the rooms. Oh, well, it's practically 2 of the rooms, to be honest with you. I don't show the kind of teen bedroom because it was just a copy of these 2 rooms anyway. And I do end up going for different coloured coffins. The red was nice. I just wish it came with a red and silver, not a red and gold. The gold kept like standing out to me because everything in this house was kind of cool toned, and the gold was just like, yeah, it just looks weird. So I ended up getting rid of the red coffin and I went for the black and silver one instead, and it just looks, it was a vibe, loves. It was an absolute vibe and I was absolutely here for it. Yes, I was indeed. Yes, I indeed was. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm not going to be bringing a video out on Monday this week. Main reasons being because I'm trying to get the save file together, plus the video and stuff recorded. So there won't be any video this coming Monday, but I will be back on Tuesday, my loves. I'll be back on Tuesday. I'm still going to be working, obviously, on the Monday. It's just not, there's not going to be any content because I need the full day just to get the save file and blah, blah, blah together. Oh my God, I feel like I've talked for about 1,000 years and I'm If there's anybody still here, well done to you. And I'm so sorry. I've just talked your ear off for 31 minutes. How very dare I? Anyway, I'm going to go now. Have a lovely, lovely spooky dooky weekend, whatever you get up to, my darlings. And I will see you all again on Tuesday. Goodbye.